Pretty cool.
We also
We
decided that
are
at the very end, we're going to do a free-for-all, except it's going to be outside of our mech suits in KY jelly.
maybe we'll just see. We'll just see. How this
I
goes.
mean, if it's a
We
PG-13 stream, I don't think that's super appropriate, but I'm down for like multiple stealing time.
Yeah, that
we
probably is happening.
we are back, by the way.
We are
Hey,
back.
hey everyone.
So nothing I just said is guaranteed. I apologize.
But we'll just see what happens, and if we start to get into territory where it seems a little sketch, we'll just warn our younger viewers. It might be time to tune out and let your imaginations run wild.
Or don't.
I mean, I have to say that.
It's true.
So, Andrew, I believe it was your turn to pick a game.
It is, and I'm torn a little bit.
What are you torn between?
Like I want it to be a conversation over food, but it's also going to be a little bit heated because
Well, you could still time together over food.
Well, I don't know if that's what he meant by
I mean
heated.
like heated as in like angry.
Oh, well, you could have
Because-
an animated disagreement. Well, I guess no, because an animated disagreement is very structured as to
Yeah.
who's supporting your position.
I think
Yeah.
conversation over food makes sense for that, and we can just put it to an edge.
Yeah.
I would
So I
also
think-
agree with that.
Conversation over food with Petra because
Oh, dear.
we're friends and I've kind of been not there during her race and during the dances and less like being a bad revolutionary friend.
That's fine.
So I think
We're kind of rivals.
yeah,
In a weird sort of way.
Yeah. I think we could flesh out our history during this too.
Totally.
Yeah. So definitely conversation over food with an edge with Petra.
Where is this
Yeah.
conversation taking place?
Probably the Korean noodle shop. Because that's like the revolutionary safe house, right?
Uh-huh.
And we're both that.
Both revolutionaries. I imagine it's like after I've closed.
Mhm.
After we've like closed and you're just like still there.
Yeah. For sure.
So we get like Petra like taking off her like apron and like running her fingers through her hair that's like all sweaty because she's been working over stoves all day.
Maybe like you're closing up and like you
Uh-huh.
just closed the door and like you're
Uh-huh.
getting ready to leave and everything and then like you hear a tap at the window and I'm just like waving at the window with kind of a I'm sorry look on my face, like can we talk?
So my question is, would anyone else make sense to be in this scene, or should it just be between Petra and Doc?
I mean, I think that's up to you guys if you like.
I
feel like
imagine
it's just
I'm
Petra
under
and Doc.
I would agree.
the only person there are two reasons why I think I might be there might be another person there, and it is either that someone is following me because they hate me / don't trust me, or someone is following me because they want to get in on that. And either one seems appropriate. It's YouTube's call. But yeah, Petra is working at the Petra like opens the window. It's like, hello.
Hey Petra, can we talk a little bit?
Yeah, just give me a sec. And she like closes the door and locks it and then comes around and like opens the door and like lets you in.
Yeah, maybe it's like a little bit. It's like an uncomfortably long time in the episode where I'm just like kind of sitting there. I'm just like tapping my foot, like being like, "Oh boy, this is gonna happen."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she opens the door, like lets you in, closes it, locks it, and like puts like a chain.
Yeah.
It's like, so how's my favorite charlatan?
Oh, just doing what I do. Sorry I wasn't at your race. I had something to attend to.
Yes. And she,
What
like,
happened, by the way? Because like I don't think I would know.
Yeah. She looks at you and she's like, she sets a bowl with noodles and a beer out at the counter and sits down with her own, past the seat next to her.
Then you come over with a pitcher and you get the glass, and I just like take a pitcher.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
And she I mean, she knew you were gonna do that.
Yeah.
She like sits down. She's like, Remember Lieutenant Burley,
Oh,
one of the two women you were grinding up on at dance.
of course I remember.
She participated in race.
Really?
Yes.
She doesn't. She
She
doesn't
was
look like a.
targeting me.
No shit.
I think I'm mid, and she like shifts the ring so you can see the like symbol, like shifts it back.
Yeah, and I kind of like scratch my neck and pull my collar down. As there's the same symbol like on a tattoo. It's like
Cheated, too.
Cheated how, do you think?
Missiles.
Okay, that's against the rules.
It's
Even
against...
I don't use missiles.
When's the last time you raced, old man?
I'm sorry?
When's the last time you raced?
Oh, after Connor, I don't do that much anymore.
I understand. She puts that hand on your shoulder. Who exactly was Connor?
Connor was in the band trash company when I was there, and we were in like I guess not a race, but we were in a fight with other people, and during the fight, the other team had a mech that has like a beam weapon, and the beam cut him in half, and we've been like friends, maybe even lovers. And he's gone, and then the beam came through and cut through the pilot seat, through my arm and down across my body, and took out most of my legs as well. So like at the dance party, if it was a softer dance party, you would have heard the chunking of metal legs.
Yeah, and I think we hear the servos as your like foot taps as you talk, right?
Yeah, and like those boots that I was wearing, they're not boots, they're feet.
They're like your feet.
Yeah.
I think she nods and she's like, "We understand." Kind of a bit of a daredevil, but I know it's not the safest hobby I could have.
It's true.
But then again, neither is fighting revolution.
Also true.
I'm feeling expansive. Feel free to ask me a question.
So, what happened all those years ago? Maybe I got to the company, like I brought in some fresh band trash intel and weapons and mechs and stuff, and maybe Petra was the person I brought it to, and that's kind of how our relationship formed, kind of like a merchant relationship, and then we became friends.
Yeah,
it's
like probably we're drinking buddies.
Yeah, so it's like how I think at this moment, like now that it's clear that I'm a lot of my body, maybe like 65-70% of it is mech.
He's more machine than man now.
Yeah, I take that pill container that you saw at the beginning. I take it out, grab a pill, split it in half, and pour it into my drink, and it's like some of the unobtainium stuff just to help everything move quicker and smoothly. And I was like, and that's what I gave to Lieutenant Kim as well. That's why it's burned so much.
Oh, I see. Well, it probably actually helped her because she's like 45% cyber as well.
Like maybe you notice afterward, you're like, this tastes awful, but then like it starts to kick in. You're like, oh, yeah, it does. I do feel better. And like that's
it's like a neural interface lubricant or something like that.
Yeah,
totally.
And it has to be taken with liquid. That's why I'm an alcoholic.
Interesting.
Because you can't just use water.
I think there's a chemical reason why you can't. Like it reacts with the reacts with the hydrogen or something, or something in the water that doesn't let that happen.
So it has to be not just.
It has to be dissolved in or maybe like the reaction in the alcohol is what activates it. But either way,
like a high activation, like high percentage alcohol solution. That's what it needs to work.
Yeah, I think she nods and she's like, well, let's see. A bunch of landowners showed up, stole my designs. Ran out of money real fast. Been living out of my mech outside of town.
Oh, you should have told me that. We got room in the warehouse.
I like the quiet.
Yeah, that's true. It's pretty freaking noisy in the warehouse.
I know, I tried to sleep there once. It was clusterfuck.
I mean, that was a special night.
I know, right? She like elbows you real hard.
Yeah. You just hear the ping off my metal ribs.
Ah! Funny bone, funny bone, funny bone.
Other side flesh, this side middle.
Forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, I think when you say like they took your money, they took your plans.
Mm-hmm.
I've been racking up the money from gambling, and I just like take out a wad of like probably.
It's not gambling if you cheat, and she like
Yeah, it's like 10K space bucks. Just like puts it on the table in front of
No shit.
you. No shit. I've also got about 3.5 dozen cases of Bantresh welding plasma back at the warehouse.
I need
That thing that I told you, that thing that I couldn't come to your race for, there was a lot of Bantresh people out at the race, leaving their stuff unguarded, you know.
Yeah, the convoy. Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a good thing you got that, because I need to repair my mech. Unfortunately.
If you need any help, come by the warehouse. We got you.
I'll come take a look.
Mm-hmm. So, a question to you. I hope you don't bring up blank. Do you? And what is it? Out of the what is it? But like, do you is like, I don't know exactly.
Well, the blank is what you want, what you don't want her to bring up.
Oh, okay, so it's not like a pass back to the other person.
I mean, if we want to play it like that, we can.
The do you is the pass back. It's
okay.
But you say what you don't want her to bring up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to bring up that night we had together, and now that's canon. That's a thing that happened.
Yeah.
And then whether or not they bring it up, or I don't want you to. Yeah.
I think if it can work that she knows, like, since we've been friends, like she can impart fiction to my character.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be cool if it works like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're the one that gets to pick what that thing is, and then if you use.
I think if both of you are okay with Michael taking the lead on this one, I think that's okay too. If Michael doesn't have any ideas, then maybe you should fill in the blank.
Yeah, I think the night we mentioned earlier was a long time ago, right? I think there was another time significantly more recently where we were, I don't know, maybe we were out on an op or something like that, and your mech got damaged to the point where you had to abandon it, and we had to both hide like spooning in my mech, and it was kind of awkward because we were past that point in our relationship, and then we were there again for some reason.
Yeah.
And
I was cut in half and I got new equipment and we wanted to try it out.
That's maybe how you felt. That's not how she felt.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't think I think there's like I think we get like there's like something that she does, like maybe she puts a hand on your shoulder, and we get the weird like time skippy shot where it's like clearly that's a significant gesture.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she draws attention to it.
Mm-hmm. So with just that gesture, you brought up our night together?
She didn't like the audience knows that night happened. She doesn't say anything about it. She's just like, hey, I'm here for you, man.
Yeah. I think I could like put my hand on your hand, like on the shoulder. I'm like, things are different. You know.
I don't know. Still.
They could just like squeeze it a little bit. Like we're still like we're at the point where like we made a mistake, but we're still friends.
Yeah, we're friends that banged once. That's twice. That's
or twice.
or twice. It's just like, look, I need to finish locking up. I have operation I'm going on later tonight, but I'll talk to you later.
Absolutely. You got my number.
I know. She stands up and starts like takes her dishes and starts washing them.
Yeah. I think I have like another 5K and I just leave the tip, have my hat and leave.
I think she like looks at it, she's like, rich son of
Oh, that's pretty good. All right. And that is a conversation over food. Now everyone has gone once. Anyone can go. I have an idea, but I want to wait.
Totally. Let me think here.
So the games that we have that are an option, someone could choose to play solitaire, just as a game.
I am gonna solitaire before the next scene. I just don't know.
Okay, I will then go ahead and do a scene. I would like. I want to steal time together.
Who do you want to steal time with?
It's a tough one.
I know, that's what I'm stuck on too.
Keep in mind, there can steal time together doesn't necessarily mean kissy kissy smoochy smoochy. It can mean
most of the stealing time I've done together hasn't been that.
I'm just that was as much for the audience as it was for you guys.
You know what? Let's make it Mishka.
Okay.
How have we come to be spending this time alone together?
I have an idea that I don't know if it works, but I think it's really interesting. Because politically...
I mean, if it's interesting enough, we can make it work, right?
Politically, we're still rivals. Politically, I'm still trying to disrupt your operations here on this planet.
Yep.
So the question is, which one of us lost the fight? If you get what I'm saying. Like, am I at a landowner warehouse and you stumble across me and we're alone? Or were you raiding something of mine? I feel like I like that kind of as a backdrop.
Okay. Yeah. So
I feel like I should be at a landowner warehouse. And, like, I'm trying to steal some of your shipments before you can get them off world. And you catch me red-handed.
Nice. Yeah, and so, like, you're there trying to catch these shipments, and I think that Kim walks into the warehouse and sees you there, and very quietly comes up on you, and like you're like busy like strapping down a box or something to or loading it in your mech, or however you're trying to get it off.
Okay.
And Kim walks up behind you, like very close, and as soon as you set the box down, like before you can turn around, she like hems, and then you turn around and you see that she's standing like really close to you.
What do I notice about you? What have I heard?
What do you notice about me? What have you heard? That's a good question. You notice that she's wearing her flight suit, and there is a cut in the suit looks like it was made by a it's not like a regular rip. It looks like someone attacked her with a knife, and as she shifts, you can see that part of her torso, very similarly to Doc's that we saw earlier, is metal.
Okay. So, I
So,
will
like,
also. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, so basically, you can just see that through the small cut inside of her flight suit.
Okay, so the way that the way that stealing time together works is that it says converse naturally as you like, and then during the conversation, either of you may, whenever you like, begin an exchange by making an advance, and then the other makes an answer to conclude the exchange. Do that as often as you like. To end it, anytime after the third exchange, a player may interrupt you by having someone else enter the scene, or if there's a risk that you'll be caught, any player after any answer can demand that you throw, and on tails you're discovered and exposed. I feel like there is definitely a risk of being caught here. I want to say that what you've heard about me is that it's common gossip that I have been fighting with my husband.
Good to know. Good to know. So yeah, so Kimberly comes up behind you and she and she says, "This is certainly not where I expected to see you."
Oh, and where did you expect to see me?
Not in my house. Rifling through my goods. And I think at this point in time, I touch your wrist. May I? No.
Is that a cat doing a thing?
Yeah, she was trying to lay on my laptop, and that was good. I stopped it.
How do you touch my wrist? I think is dependent on if I let you or not.
It's not like it's not like a violent grab, but it's also not like a caress. It's just like
it's I'm here, don't run away from me. Right?
Yeah, it's like a I've caught you kind of gesture. Like you could easily pull out of it or not, but if it's just like you're here in my place and it may be more like your forearm than your wrist specifically, but like still lower down on the arm.
Okay, so you kind of grab my arm, but it's not necessarily an aggressive gesture. It's just you. So yeah, you grab my arm. I let you do this, and I think it's kind of obvious to the viewer that it's something I'm permitting, that I could pull away, but I don't.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think I say, were you looking for invitation?
I already had an invitation.
And you did not
enjoyed dancing together.
I enjoyed it too, but you did not return gesture. So I guess I come uninvited.
I'm not one for parties. Usually.
I touch your metal side with my hand. And I think if you allow me, so may I?
You may, but only for a moment.
I run my fingers over it briefly, and I see you kind of like shy away from the touch, and so I pull away, and I kind of tilt my head, and you see there's like the spill of my pale hair over my face, and I say, no parties. What are you one for then? Cats.
I'm more of a dinner and drinks kind of gal. By this point, she's let go of your wrist.
Okay. I think I just kind of nod, but like you didn't invite me out for dinner or drinks, so I just kind of don't say anything. I'm just kind of waiting for.
Would it be a fair time for me to invoke under another's nose?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Well, mine was the last advance.
I'm gonna have you guys
So,
throw if
I
it's a tale
will
you're
be-
discovered.
I will throw. Heads, we're good.
All right. So maybe you like hear like the sound of like mechs nearby.
My squad will be here soon. Now I'm taking your accent. Damn it. My squad will be here soon.
It's a good accent.
Stealing time
It may
and
be
accent.
maybe time for you to leave. But if you are interested in those dinner and drinks, she kind of like trails off.
I want to press against you, if you let me.
Is it like a press like backing her up into a wall? With,
No,
like, intent
it's
to hurt?
like-
Or is it press like press?
I want to like push up against you as you are suggesting that I leave, and I say, "Oh, you want me to leave?"
Yeah, you may, but only for a moment, and then I withdraw to a less charged distance. And she kind of dances away from it like her mech does, but like with, regular human motions and not like weird, crazy mech motions. And she says, I can't be responsible if they find you here. But if you want to see more of me and more of... And I think she like I touch your hair, may I? She wants to put that piece of hair that fell across your face back into place.
You may.
More of this. And you need to not be caught here.
I reach up to touch your lips like I'm silencing you. May I?
You may.
And I lean close and I say, I am but a whisper. I wink. And I go to leave.
Yeah. I will let you leave.
Okay.
Brilliant.
All right. So
That was a good scene.
That was fun. Apparently, Chad is into it.
Good.
Hashtag lady boner. Oh my gosh.
That was good. In a significantly less good note, does anyone else have the scene they want to do? Or I'll go.
Michael, I think you should go unless Andrew has a scene he would like to do.
Like I have one, but I think Michael should go.
Okay.
All right, you sure?
Mine might end up being like an end game scenario type of thing.
Okay.
I think what happens. I'm guessing you're not in your mech when you're in this warehouse, correct?
Me or Kelsa?
Yeah. You.
I brought my mech to this warehouse.
Okay.
It's probably like hidden in some like in I don't know, some copse of trees or something nearby. And I was gonna load the goods onto my mech and steal them.
Okay. Well, I think you know that.
But you can catch me outside of my mech if you want to. Whatever you
I
want.
think you know that rebel raiding parties have been hitting this area a lot, and that's why the guards are so heavy. They like doubled their escorts of shipments and such.
Okay.
and I think you see like a small like flashlight pointing up at your mech as you like approach it.
So, what game are we playing?
I want to try and initiate a chase where you chase me and you don't know who you're chasing.
Okay. That sounds like a lot of fun. So, only you and your chosen partner play. So I'm the hunter and you're the quarry.
Yes.
You asked me how the chase came about. I'm guessing I'm worried, like, you start to run. Because I fall upon
I don't know
you.
I don't know if I see you before you call out or something like that.
I think, like, I get close, but it's dark and I can't tell who it is. And I'm like, what are you doing? And then you take off and I...
Yeah, and, like, the light goes off and then the form goes sprinting through the trees.
Yes. And then I chase after you. You've already said... Do I notice anything about you, or have you already answered the what have I heard?
I mean, you know that people have been raiding this area.
Okay.
Like, rebels have been raiding this area a lot and hitting convoys over in this area, and that's why the guards are so heavy. So this could either be a rebel or a landowner, and it's not really clear who it is.
Okay.
They clearly know what they're doing, though.
I think you've heard that I have been in more talks with landowners, and I haven't been entirely against them, like the other Bantrish nobility are.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've probably also heard that, like, me and my husband are on the outs right now.
Perfect.
Okay, so conducting the chase, the quarry, so that's going to be you, Michael, conducts the chase. First, say where you're going. Where are you trying to get to?
I'm trying to get to my mobile frame so I can dash out.
Okay. So you are going to lead me through a series of 4 challenges and admissions. You can choose freely between challenges and admissions, but the third one has to be an admission unless you pick the one that lets you not. Let's see. And then after that, we'll get to ending the chase. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the challenges and the admissions. So I'm chasing you through the darkness through this copse of trees.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she starts in the direction of her mech. And there are enemies ahead of me. I must suddenly change my course. Throw on heads, you gain on me and gain 2 coins.
Okay.
I'm just immediately opening with an admission because I
That's
want
interesting because no one ever does that. I got tails though.
to. Okay. So I actually think it's like you see the helmet of the mech. Like, it's clearly a mech pilot now, and you see the like helmet, like you see her run off and then like suddenly turn around and like shove past you to get around you.
Yeah, and I think like that throws me off because like I have to get my bearings and then turn around and like reinitiate the chase.
Yeah.
And I'm not shouting at all. Like, I'm not trying to bring attention to the fact that I'm here because I'm not supposed to be here either. I'm just trying to catch you.
Yeah, I think dead sprint. I think the chase. I think the chase ends. Not ends. Like I'm leading you through the trees, and I'm like dodging under bushes and stuff. And then it gets to like a cliff over the side of a river.
Okay.
I leap out over nothing. And make a hard, perilous landing. So she sprints, jumps, like tucks and rolls onto the ground on the down lower side of the cliff over the like river or stream or what have you. Follow me if you dare, but throw. On heads, you gain 1 coin. On tails, though, you barely catch yourself and are clinging on with all your strength. The chase ends now, and you are at my mercy.
All right, I'm gonna throw. We're gonna see what happens here.
Come
Tails
on,
again.
Tails.
I am at your mercy.
So
what
yeah,
does that look like?
I think you like splash down in the water, or whatever. You tell me how you take a hard fall, basically.
Okay, so there's this cliff, and I think what happens is you know the ground better than I do, or maybe your eyes are better adjusted to the night, and so you're able to make the landing, and as I go to the edge of the cliff, some of the rock crumbles beneath my feet, and instead of jumping, I like slide down it, and I'm like tumbling, and I probably like bash part of my forehead against a rock, so like there's blood dripping down my face, and I like tumble into this water flat on my back and winded.
Do you like black out for a minute, or are you like
I think
unconscious?
Like I don't black out, but I'm like very disoriented, like when you take a hard fall and then you're just kind of not sure what's up, what's down, or where you are. And so I'm like I'm not face down in the water, I'm on my back in the water, so I can still breathe, and I'm just like you could get away, or you could do something.
No, I think like you're having a hard, you're like still kind of like you're in shell shock, right?
Yeah.
And so I think you see the figure coming over you, and they have, because you can't really tell what gender the person in the flight suit is. They've got like it's like some type of like weapon that would hurt you, but it's clearly not an actual weapon, right? It's like a large wrench or something like that. And she's like standing over you, and like the helmet cocks a little bit, and then an arm goes under your arm and like lifts you out of the water and starts to like drag you over to the shore.
Okay. So, what does me being at your mercy mean?
I don't exactly know.
Because you're able to
think
escape, but we kind of chose a different way to end
I think maybe that's when you black out from your like head trauma, and then you just like wake up like outside of your estates.
Okay.
Or what have you.
Okay.
And there's like a note on your body. It's like, ladies should be more careful out at night.
I like how the note is in your accent.
Yeah. Ladies should be more careful out at night.
It's in English, but the English letters look a little bit like the Russian characters.
Yeah, and then it's
Cyrillic.
there's like a P period, and then there's the like rebel symbol.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, so rather than starting another game, since we're pretty much on the hour, we're probably going to take another break. And then we're going to come back and probably wrap this up, because it sounds like Andrew has something game ending in mind, potentially.
Oh no.
Possibly.
But first, I get to go.
Giant violent skirmish? Is that what's going to happen?
Maybe. Depends on what happens next.
Okay.
So we are going to go ahead and take another break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. And I'm going to use that time to try to figure out what game I want to play. Because I know what I want to play, but it's just hard to pick because there's so many good games. So
I know what I want to play.
I mean, I know what I want to do, but there's just so many loose ends that I want to explore before
There's
I'm
so many
horribly
butts
killed.
to touch.
I know! I want to touch all the butts. So yeah, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Enjoy the break.